Low mount's great to like get him to settle down, flatten him out, let him waste some energy a little bit. And then I'll use any of these chokes to get his hands up. And when he brings his hands up to defend, I switch to middle mount. Once I come to middle mount, my knees pinch together tight, my toes are pointed inward, right? I am not sitting on him, I'm slightly off of him, but I'm low. And then I tuck my tailbone just like I do in closed guard. Here. So as I tuck my tailbone, my weight goes this way, because he wants to bring me this way. I don't want this bend in my knee to change like that. I want to keep it here. So I tuck my tailbone, okay? Now as he goes to move, he's going to want to touch this part of my body to work and escape, and this is what I'm defending. And there's no reason once I start to do that I should let go of his hands. So my hands are here to block, and then I control. And I'll use this to keep that, as he goes to lift or bridge, I push my tailbone forward, right? Just like we do in closed guard. So he's trying to bridge me this way, I'm not having to do that. That's what makes my knees light, and then he can push my knee, elbow knee escape, that's all that bad stuff happens. But when I'm here and he goes to bridge, no, my knees never get light, right? And then one thing I stole from Kane here that actually does make a difference, I'm gonna try and keep the back of my feet on the mat. So as he bridges, I should say tops of my feet. I keep the tops of my feet on the mat. Keep going. All right, and that's my middle mount. Part of this is about when to connect and when to break connection, right? Can I borrow you, Tim? This is why I say don't sit on him. But I think this is also assisted by keeping the tops of your feet on the mat, okay? Because if I'm like this and I'm sitting on him, and just kind of lift your hips up and then turn to one side. See, and all my base gets affected and I get thrown forward like that. And all the bad stuff happens, right? But if I keep my tailbone tucked, I'm not sitting on him, and I'm conscious to keep the tops of my feet on the mat. When he does a movement like that, you're just like this, right? And then again, I push my hips forward, so I'm heavy, and my weight's back this way. So my knee's still heavy. He lifts up, tries to go the other way, but you see my feet are staying on the mat. So I'm not connected here where he can affect my base. I'm connected here to the ground, and I'm staying heavy, right? And then the hands just play into that, so I keep his hands off me while that happens. And then your mount's pretty much a nightmare here. And then obviously I'm going to occupy this space. So you can feel the posture just when you sit on the mat. Just sit on the mat like this. This would be normal mount, right? And you can see from here my weight's kind of here, and if I go this way, it's even worse. Now my weight's over here, and if they bump me, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm going to sit back as far as I can, and this is pretty much where you would be in mount. But watch what happens when I tuck my tailbone. When you tuck your tailbone, you can shift your weight back into your ankles and the tops of your feet, right? So now you have a really good connection to the mat. You're heavy, your weight's back here, so it's harder for them to move you forward. But then when they move underneath here, you just break the connection, but I keep my connection to the mat. And that's what makes for a good mount. And I'm always defending, just like we're in closed guard, right? Mount's all upside down closed guard. When you're closed guard, you defend this space. When I'm mount, I'm defending this space right here. Same way. Don't have to worry about this as much. I have to worry about this. So my hands are here. So now let's put one more choke in. I'll just demonstrate the choke, and then we can work the entry later. This is a blood choke, and it's a simple one. So from middle mount, I'm working here. I'm going to open up the lapel and look to get my elbow on the mat like this. So I'm here. And then when I find the right time, I'm going to bring my other hand here to the lapel, and now I'm just going to sink my weight straight back towards my butt that way. My thumb comes in here, close to his neck. My elbow posts on the mat. So you have to let enough slack off so that your elbow can touch the mat. All that matters is I'm connected. I don't have to be squeezing super tight on Tim. And then I'll kickstand it like that. This hand grabs, and now my whole body goes back towards his feet. And that tightens it up for the choke.